W- Are we live?
Yes,
What
we are.
is going on, my AEW faithful? We are here. We are live. We are ready after an excellent and exciting night of AEW Dynamite. I have to my left, I have the great Grand Slam Pooba himself.
Pooba! There we
What
go.
is going on, Pooba?
Just last week I was out there in Florida. I had some fantastic tacos, and when I came back, I had some more tacos. So I'm fantastic. I'm doing pretty well. I'm a taco guy.
We tore it down. We did some tacos. We messed up some karaoke.
We sung Backstreet Boys. We really did.
We did.
Goddamn thing. Yeah,
we did. We brought the house down.
It was like the whole roof and everything, the door, the window, everything. Like the house just collapsed.
It was there was no roof.
Huh?
There was
larger
no
than
roof.
life.
No, we sung Backstreet's Back. Yeah, everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a fantastic story.
Down under
us,
we have our co-host over here, Sheriff. What is happening?
Great stuff. I did not eat tacos, but I did tear up some karaoke this weekend as well.
Hey.
It's really kind of our thing here. It's just karaoke. We do karaoke. We'll drink a fireball outside the karaoke because we can't do it inside. It's a good time.
Can you believe the audacity? You can't even bring fireball to the karaoke spot no more. What is the world coming to?
I was ready to leave because I am a fireball. But I sat there and I gave him my talents anyway. So yes.
All I'm saying is this didn't happen under Obama.
Whoa. We here in our AEW reviews do not bring politics into this. So I really want to know, why is there no alcohol at a karaoke bar?
Oh, they have it. They just didn't want us to bring our own.
That's understandable.
No.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't understand.
I refuse to understand. I overstand.
Do you need a lesson on economics 101?
I'm standing on business.
You know what I tell people all the time?
I can tell you I have no idea what's going on here. I just sworn this is the AEW conversation. We're over here talking about politics. We're over here talking about bringing alcohol to bars, which we know is not happening. Let's get right down. You know the funny part about it, in what do you call it?
Before the show, before we went live.
Pre-production.
Pre-production. This man over here was talking about, we're not going an hour. We're going to do this thing really.
Anywho.
Okay, I understand. Let's go ahead and get through this AEW show because I have a lot to say. Go ahead, cut me off.
Let's go. So let's jump right in. We start this show with a really great interview, in my opinion, with Renee Paquette and MJF. Great promo. I think they really are starting to progress a story here, and we're seeing the continuation of this Adam Cole and MJF kind of storyline take shape with the Kingdom, and I'm really excited to see where this goes next. What's going on, Pooba? Come on, give me some insight here.
So I honestly, the stuff with MJF and Adam Cole, I think that lately it's been kind of cold. In the beginning, I was a really, really big fan, but it's still got some legs to it. I still get a laugh every now and then when not even every now and then, I still laugh when I see Roddy comes out with the wheelchair neck brace. I just want to throw out here, I would never buy a Neck Strong shirt, by the way. I would buy a Bill Goldberg shirt before that, and everyone knows how I feel about Bill Goldberg. But I still get a kick out of it, and I think that it's cool.
I see what you did there.
There we go.
That Goldberg and kick. I like it.
Wow, I did that on such an accident, and I'm very upset right now. I'm about to leave. Yeah, I like that they're still continuing the story. So I thought that was pretty cool.
All right. Come on, Sheriff. Give me some intel here.
I do think that Adam has been hurt, so they've definitely cooled off the storyline a little bit. But I think they've been clever in trying to keep it going, and work the injury into the storyline, especially because there was already a quote unquote injury in storyline anyway with Roderick Strong. So
right,
yeah,
so
good segment.
Do we all kind of think that this injury is a work?
No, it's real.
No, it's a real injury.
Okay.
Yeah, but they've worked it in.
What you got, EC? You're sitting over there.
You're asking me what I feel about the opening segment. Here's the deal. You ready? Okay. I actually found it very entertaining. And the reason how come I found it very entertaining is simply because of the fact that MJF is very entertaining. His role, his dynamic with Adam Cole playing the devil, even with Roderick Strong, when he says the Adam thing, it annoys the hell out of me, but I do find it entertaining along with the rest. Hey, I've never found Bennett entertaining. All right. But the fact he stands there and shuts up most of the time and just be a little pawn, you're blessed. Remember that. Twice. There's not gonna be a third. Get that shit together. But the fact that he's there, it helps. And it helps the storyline because I'm very interested. I honestly believe, and I'll go more into detail as we go along. I honestly believe this is the best storyline AEW has ever produced.
Yep. Yep.
So many angles they can go with this, so many long-term and short-term directions they can go with this. I am really, really enthralled. And I'll even go to more spoiler. I absolutely love this episode of AEW Dynamite. This is the second one in a row. I was talking to Dan the Man not too long ago, and I said, because Dynamite's coming here, I said I have to see how Dynamite is going the next few weeks if I'm going to go or not. Right now, it's looking like I'm going to go. Absolutely. Way better show than that bullshit he took me to a couple months ago.
No, you know what? I will say this episode in the last week, I really feel
here goes Steve.
We're going to touch on that in moments.
The bad guys say legs like spaghetti legs, Adam Cole. How you jump all around? Break
Listen. I'm in agreement there, but this episode really progressed a lot of storylines. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into the opening contest. We have AEW's one of their workhorses, and Orange Cassidy, which I have to say, I love it. I was very lukewarm on OC initially, and I liked the character, and I loved the build they gave to him. I actually can look at him now as a legitimate performer, whereas I looked at him as a gimmick, and now he is a top wrestler in AEW. And now we have one of the other top performers in Claudio Castagnoli. So if you're getting these two guys, you're going to get some magic in the ring. So what do you think, Puba?
Last week I thought the tag match was fun. I loved that ending with Habits, I said Cesaro, but Claudio, he threw him in the air and he just uppercut him to hell. I thought that was really good stuff, and I said, man, this is going to be a really good match. And I thought these guys went out there and had a really good match. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, you have Claudio. You was talking about a lot of stuff with OC, and I liked him from the get. I didn't know nothing about him, when AEW first started and stuff, and I loved the gimmick and stuff. And I can see how some people might be, not turned off, but almost like, I've seen that act because he's been doing it for so long. But I feel like his character has also progressed as well because he still does the hands in the pockets and he does the little soft kicks. But then every now and then, like in the middle of this match, he did I'm just gonna say the yes kicks. When he does the soft kick, and then it gets intense. But there was a few spots I really liked. Once again, Claudio is so good. I like this one spot where it was like the tilt-a-whirl, and then he turned it into the big spin. Yep. I said, God damn, that's good. This guy's just too damn good. I honestly, I expected OC to win, but I wouldn't have been mad if they put that title on Claudio. But I see that there's a story here with OC and one John Moxley. I know we're going to touch on that for the after, but I really thought this match was really good. Honestly, it was my favorite thing on the show. I thought they started off really hot, and it was so hot I had to open a window. So yes, good stuff.
I agree. What do you think, Sheriff?
Yeah, pretty much that. And I was going to touch on that too, because I know you mentioned that they forwarded a lot of stories this episode, which is very true. John Moxley came out after the match, and I was happy to see that because when I guess Claudio came out to challenge for the title, I was like, well, your friend, he's probably going to want his title back, your BCC friend in Moxley. So if you do win this match, the plot thickens. If you don't win this match, the plot still thickens because you tried to get his title. So it made me more interested to see what's going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think any of us really expected title to change hands, and I think we all were anticipating we were going to get that rematch with Mox and OC because it's that unfinished business now. And I personally feel that we are going. This could go either way. I think Full Gear, you're going to get a great match. It's going to tear the house down. I love the fact that AEW is actually planning their pay-per-view in advance and instead of just putting the card together on the fly, which is something they've tended to do this past year. If you look back to Revolution, Double or Nothing, all those, they really just the final week, it's like, oh, here's the card. And it's like, how are you going to sell a pay-per-view without knowing your card and without promoting this properly? You're just selling it on the name, and WWE doesn't even try that. So, well,
I don't know about that.
Well, not to the level that AEW was attempting it at.
Yeah, I was gonna say AEW does. I mean, I can only go by the last, I would say, 3 pay-per-views where, like, All In, they had 1 match, and then that week later there was like 6 matches or 17 matches because they overbooked their card. So yeah, I mean, that's a good eye that you mentioned, pointed out, because I didn't think that, but I do know when you said that, like, yeah, the last 3 cards. Next thing I know, I saw a bunch of people. I was like All Out, right? Next thing I know, Samoa Joe's fighting some guy. I was like, why are they fighting?
And Wembley was sold out. Nobody even knew who was going to be on that show.
Right. Well, but they put more for All In than they did All Out, and All Out really felt like a B show, a secondary show.
All Out was like a week after, right?
It was exactly.
It was.
And I don't like that format. I don't like that setup.
Yeah.
The show still turned out great, but there really was no build.
I think also too, you put your fans in a position where you have these AEW faithfuls, right? And they're like, yeah, I want to watch both shows, but you're saying All In is this week, and then the following week, like, you get what I'm saying? Where it I think it's a lot for them. I think you need that. You need a grace period.
You do.
In between.
You do. All right, EC, come on, break us with some truth.
I've never seen Orange Cassidy have a bad match in the year 2023. I haven't seen it. And you put him in there with Antonio Cesaro, who I believe is still, even to this day, even in AEW, I know he was a Ring of Honor World Champion, one of the most underrated wrestlers in the world. The man,
Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah, Antonio Cesaro. The man can go with almost practically anybody. And you put him in there with a ring general, I'll say it, no disrespect to Gunther, but you put him there with a ring general like Orange Cassidy, magic's going to happen. And the aftermath of the match, I thought was even better. Also, I mean, how can you fire a banger match with a great segment? Dean Ambrose's music playing. Yeah, I said it, Sheriff. Dean Ambrose's music playing.
Stop it! No one. I
agree, Steve. Stop it.
There is no Dean.
For a second, I was like, who?
Yeah, whatever. So Dean Ambrose coming out to his little music, and Orange Cassidy, who I believe I talked to Bad Guy Jack about this. I said, hey, his turn is happening. He's becoming more aggressive. He's attacking people. He saw if on site was actually visualized. It was during that, because he saw Dean Ambrose. He saw the visualization of him losing the title he cares about so much, and went immediately after him. Now, true, he got his ass whooped. But it was great. It was interesting to see because it made you remember exactly what is going on with these two for that championship and making that championship feel more important. And then the underlying storyline, which I swear Tony Khan must have got some people helping him book stuff now, because this is really good. Antonio Cesaro's confliction after the match, like, do I need help? Do I need what? Sheriff? What's wrong? What's going on? What's wrong?
Who is Antonio Cesaro?
Okay, so Antonio Cesaro's confliction, like, should I help out Dean Ambrose? Should I not help out Dean Ambrose? Was amazing to me. Just to say, okay, let me help out my BCC brother. Very good. Told a lot of stories in a short amount of time. I was very, very impressed.
Well, we know that Bryan Danielson is Tony Khan's right hand at this point.
Which is right. Daniel Bryan is probably helping Tony Khan write some stories. Good observation, Dan, man.
He is, and especially now that he's.
I can't wait till we get to the Edge segment.
Anywho, this buffoonery continues. We will go to the next bout, which was, in my opinion, a little bit of a dud, but it was a necessary match because we had the Young Bucks and Adam Page, 3/4 of the Elite that are the Ring of Honor 6-man champions, against the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage. Now, I thought this match was pointless. There was no need for this match beyond the fact that we know the Elite's not going to be involved in Ring of Honor. They're AEW. Putting the belts on them is just bizarre. There's a little too much belts kind of going around right now.
Thank you.
They really need to figure some things out when it comes to this, and they really need a TV deal for Ring of Honor. It's hard. There's so much wrestling right now. It's hard to keep up with it all. You know, it feels like every single night of the week we have some sort of wrestling, and I don't know how you pick and choose at this point because
easy. You pick the one that entertain you. Plain and simple.
You do, but you there's just so much. There's just so much, and
which is a good thing.
And they're actually all really good products at this time. I mean, I am a personal fan of Collision, even though I forget it's on. I think Dynamite's been hitting.
What are you talking about? No, I have to cut this man off. What are you talking about? It's my favorite, but I forget it's on. How does that make sense?
My favorite AEW show. Yes, I forget it's on. It's on a bad night.
And I agree.
What were we doing this past Saturday? We were out. I don't know about Danny Man, but I know the three of us were outside of a daggone karaoke bar, not bringing Fireball in, but having Fireball shots. Okay, so I forgot Collision was on.
I knew Collision was on, but I said, hey, homeboy is out. I'm gonna go out. I didn't forget. Don't put me in the same category as you.
I didn't forget either. I
forgot. Okay.
Yeah,
well, Friday you have Rampage and Rampage in my.
Well, Rampage is not really. Rampage is a nothing show.
Rampage has been pretty good.
It should be the Ring of Honor show, right?
That's what
Rampage has actually been pretty good, especially with the Santana Ortiz stuff.
Said nobody.
But see, that right there. Why did they put it on that show?
Why not?
Why did they do? Now look, I know you got to beef up all these shows.
Yeah.
Why not? Was you about to sing a Hillary Duff song? Are we about to have karaoke here again? Hello.
I don't know what's up with Sheriff on these shows. She's been trying to quote some lyrics. It was Eminem a couple weeks ago.
But go ahead. But I do want to take the floor. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Do what you couldn't do last night. Because I saw that show and you kept getting interrupted.
I did get interrupted. I love when Chris laughs. I always feel like he's about to say something diabolical. But go ahead. What are you gonna say,
Sheriff?
No, let the Pooba cook.
No, Sheriff.
Yeah, but Pooba did say he wanted the floor. Go ahead and take the floor, Pooba.
No, but I agree with what Dan said. Like, one, there's too many titles. Two, this match. Now, look, I don't think every match should be a banger on the show. I get you're gonna have that cooler point, but this was way cool off. I had to close my window. That's how cool it was. I was not compelled in this match. Seeing the Elite with these titles that honestly I just don't think they have any steam. There's nothing going on with these belts, and they put it back on what they call it, the Agony of Pain or the
Gates of Agony.
Gates of Agony. You're thinking of the Authors of Pain.
Honestly, I was getting ready to call them the Alliance and Hulkamania. I don't know who the hell these guys are. I don't know what's happening here.
They're actually a really solid tag team.
Well, Brian Cage has been around for a while, but
no, I know Brian Cage was the former Impact champion. Now I don't know who he is. Is he like Brolic Sting? Because now he got the face mat paint on.
He sadly has nothing going on for him besides this Gates of Agony, and I'm telling you, it kind of works, but he's getting no real time because they have such a bloated roster.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised that he actually re-signed with AEW last year. But I'll tell you this also. I know y'all said this was the weak point of the show. I don't think it was the weak point of the show. I actually was enjoying this match and entertained. I did laugh when it came out. I was like, damn, Prince Nana just does not care anymore because his meal ticket is going to be Swerve. But then the Elite came out, of course. I mean, it was a rematch for the championship. I'm like, hey, why? Why do I have to see this? Because I'm not a fan of Elite. I've never been a fan of Elite. Somebody said Elite will not be on Ring of Honor. Elite needs to be on Ring of Honor, and they need to pay respects because the Ring of Honor is what made the Elite elite. It's like Ring of Honor is the reason why AEW.
It's the other way around.
Without the platform of Ring of Honor, I see what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but without the platform of Ring of Honor, there would not be an Elite like that. Just like there would not be a of AEW. But more to the point, when I saw Swerve come out with Prince Nana still dancing, even though no music's playing, I saw where this was going. And then once again, on site was happening because Hangman said, hey, at least he was being considerate and he tagged in his man, right? And then he went after Swerve because Swerve went into his house and made everybody realize that he's an absentee father and needs to be arrested for leaving.
Can we talk about that?
What? He left his child in the house with nobody in there. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
no, I
problem.
agree. Where was the mother? Where was
Sleep.
anybody in this house?
Just sleep.
Sleeping? No one heard the door? I
This
wake
is-
up when sweat goes on my forehead. You didn't hear a door? Come on. What is happening in
But
this?
he had a whole conversation with the infant.
Hold on, and it's on video. And Adam, Adam Page.
You just sweet Adam?
Hey, no, I definitely did not. Hangman saw that he was there, and like I said, he should have called the cops immediately. He ain't called the cops. Instead, he runs to the airport like he's going to make it in time. Makes no sense whatsoever. I hated that scene from last week. But yeah, I like this feud. I think it was Matt or Nick, one of them. I can't ever tell the difference.
Matt.
Will fit afterwards.
Matt.
Which very reminiscent to Adam Copeland doing it to the not doing it literally, but having a fit with the Raw general manager, the computer. A couple.
You think that? I think of Chris Jericho in 1998, and he was smashing the chair on the ring post.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's WCW. I wouldn't remember.
Well, I mean, don't.
I do.
I didn't think that this was a low point of the show. I actually liked this match. But I also like the Elite, and Hangman is my favorite. I'm a little bit biased, but I understood it because I know they have a connection to. I know they have a connection to Swerve, and they're trying to forward the story between Hangman and Swerve. So when this match started, I was like, yeah, they're going to have Swerve come out. I didn't expect them to do the title change, which surprised me. But I'm glad that they did because it adds more, I guess, tension to the rivalry between them. Because it's like, you made me lose my title. You spoke to my baby. You broke in my house. What's going on? And you already beat me? What are we doing?
But they don't
reason
need
they won the title is to feed the Young Bucks' ego. The Young Bucks need to have championships around them a little bit. So they need, because I'm telling you right now, they're going to go after Ricky Starks and Big Bill at the Full Gear.
Yes.
I guarantee that's going to happen now. Because they already have a guaranteed championship shot. So just get the titles off
the Young Bucks really haven't.
Young Bucks are probably going to win that too, by the way. Young Bucks are going to win it, so they can go against FTR.
Against FTR, and they're going to beat FTR
right in the wall. So it was many high points that AEW has right now. That's a low point for them because Daniel Bryan might be in that ear of Tony Khan, but the Young Bucks will always have some pull back there, and that's what we have. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got some more AEW Dynamite to talk about. Fantastic show. I still say it. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review. But if I were to go with the proper way to book things, Edge will go after the world title eventually. Damian Priest can go back after the mid-card title. Rhea Ripley can go after the WWE Women's Championship, Raw Championship. You need a tag team. I would actually call up an NXT 2.0 tag team to join them.
Wow. All right.
I will call up the Creed brothers. I think the Creed brothers would be a good fit for this. What the fuck are you making up?
Creed brothers. I thought you was gonna drop some fucking news tonight, man. And this is your biggest fucking ad was thinking. You know what? It's the Creed brothers, bro. Nobody's watching the fucking Creed brothers. What the? This was the lamest fucking egg you just dropped. I said, give me some fucking news, and you're like, maybe the Creed brothers. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Unpopular Review. This coming Saturday is a pay-per-view known as, what is it?
Crown Jewel.
Thank you. I forgot it. WWE Crown Jewel.
I know you did.
The prediction show will be tomorrow with myself and the person that you saw in that commercial just now. Myself as well as Big Daddy Cool. Looking forward to talk about it. Steve is such a hater, though. The Creed brothers are a very good tag team, and he's just been hating on this whole time.
You know
What's going on, Charmaine?
You know what I've realized in your commercials with you and Big Daddy Cool? It's just there's got to be something where he makes you laugh, and then you're banging on the table aggressively, and just wild stuff. But yeah,
because he comes up with the boldest shit that I can't predict sometimes. And it surprises me because I usually understand when y'all go. Like, I know when Cher's going to be biased because it's every time she talks. I know that Dan the Man is going to hang around anything AEW because that's what he does, you know? And I know you're going to yell, especially when it comes to something about Bret Hart or Bill Goldberg or Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jeez. Here we go. Well, I can't wait to get my Dynamite tickets for December 27th.
See? AEW. Well, just right there. What did I just say? Like, he just say, thank you. I rest my case. What else happened on AEW Dynamite?
Moving on with all this hate, we heard from the newest addition to the AEW roster, the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland. Now, this went to go, and
who was it, Sheriff?
this advanced this feud that they're continuing with Christian Cage, which we all know is going to lead to this inevitable bout at Full Gear for that TNT Championship. And I'm actually very much looking forward to this. I'm hoping that we get an absolute sellout because these two deserve it. And I'm very interested to see where this goes. I do think it would be a good time to put the belt on Adam Copeland. I could see them keeping the belt on Christian Cage, though, and then advancing it to World's End, where Adam Copeland does take the belt. But what say
It's
you,
not like
Shara?
he's going to come. It's not like he's going to come to do business.
Well, the belt technically isn't on Christian; it's on Luchasaurus.
No,
Christian.
Christian won it. He won it.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I don't think they should take the belt. I don't think Adam should come in and squat because this is probably one of, if not Christian's best run, at least in AEW. I think Christian, if he's able to stay healthy and he's able to keep this momentum going, I could see him having a world title run in AEW, and him beating Adam Copeland would essentially, like, him putting, even though this would be like kind of his first big match, you don't really want to do that. What that says about Christian to the audience is he is on that same level, and you can see and expect him to be a main event player and put him on a championship level. And I like Adam Copeland, also known as Edge, but I don't like his run better than Christian's run. So I'm not gonna root for that over the storyline that I'm actually enjoying. So that's just me.
EC, why don't you take the floor?
You know what I noticed about this segment? What's the kid's name that's with Christian?
Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne.
Right.
Yeah, he don't got it yet. I don't know why he's on TV. He does not intimidate. You know, I'm not saying every wrestler needs to, but he does intimidate when he comes out. And then his thing where he tries to beat up Edge, and he pauses so Edge can just kick him in the face. It was like, I'm like, come on, kid, like you're not there yet. You're not ready yet.
He's learning.
Yeah, but some things you're not supposed to learn while on the main roster. It just doesn't work. And
I can see that. That's
they
fair.
need to think about that. I definitely.
Why is Ezra Miller hanging out with Christian?
No, besides that, I thought the segment was fine. Christian coming out there doing Christian stuff. I'm a little disappointed in Edge because you couldn't see that Christian was going to do that. That was very obvious. Christian's been telling you since you showed up that, hey, I'm going to hurt you. Get away from me. Go after yourself is what he said. And Edge is like, oh, no, we're going to get together. We're going to be a team, which they are. It's coming. Right? They're doing a great job of long-term storyline telling. People used to always say AEW was doing it when they weren't. They really are doing it. No, they weren't. Christian and Edge are going to get back together, and that's just right. Christian's going to have the people betray him. It's very obvious, even though it doesn't look like it, but that's what's going to happen. But they need to get the match out the way. Now, personally, I don't think Edge needs to take that championship from Christian. He probably is because Edge only believes in doing business for Edge. But so far, the storyline is good. Sting had to come out and save him. Sting came and did the amazing chop to knock out.
I love that chop.
Oh yeah,
I love that chop.
Just a slow thing, and then and then he's out, and then it's just great. But Edge finally sparing Christian was done very, very well. Hey, instead of a match that I'm actually excited for Full Gear. I like seeing these old people wrestle these young people. And you know what? It must have been cold in Louisville, Kentucky, because everybody was wearing a jacket. Everybody, except for Luchasaurus. Everybody was wearing a jacket.
Well, he's a dinosaur, so I don't think he can feel the cold.
Yeah. Louisville, Kentucky is actually the home of one of our most loyal fans, and that is George Samuel Lewis. And
he's fantastic.
I was surprised to see that he wasn't there, considering the fact the entire city of Louisville was there in AEW. Also, you notice when Edge comes out, he only looks at one part of the crowd. Yeah, he doesn't even try to look at the other part anymore. But I think he knows. But that one crowd thing he did today, he really hit him with the "give it to me, give it to me." He was trying to feel it. Give it to me, please. I want to feel like 5,000 people here, not 2.
Why'd you make him sound like Shredder and he's just slipped on a banana peel? What was that?
Give it to me.
Thoughts on this segment? You were talking about Nick Wayne. Yeah, I understand what you mean by like learning on the job. That's probably, that's stuff why you have developmental and stuff like that. Totally agree and I understand that. But I think him being underneath the learning tree of Christian, I think it's going to be beneficial for him and as
Agreed.
time goes on for him. So I did see that miscommunication of the boot. I did see that. But once again, I think him being underneath Christian and also being in this rivalry feud, and you have Adam Copeland, you have Sting. I just think he's underneath the right learning tree. The segment it did what it had to do. It was telling a story, like Adam, I won't hit my best friend. Christian is just, I don't care about our friendships. I want to dismantle you. I want Beth to wheel you in a wheelchair and your kids sit here and say, Christian says some really foul stuff. Like, I don't know if I can forgive this guy. I know this is long storytelling and stuff like that. But this guy pretty much said, I want you handicapped. I want you crippled. I want your kids to sit here and be like, Daddy, why'd you get your ass kicked by your best friend? Daddy, why did you listen to us when we said go to the other company and hang out with Jay? You fool. But it did what it had to do. 6-person tag. Yay.
Looking forward to it. I am definitely looking forward to it.
Yaysies.
Sheriff, you got anything else you want to add to this?
No, I think we can go to the next segment.
We didn't hear from Dan the Man. Did you like the segment or not?
I thought we did.
He said he didn't say anything about this segment.
It advanced the storyline. It was a little shorter than I would have thought. This was a loaded episode. I think you try to really pack a lot into it. It wasn't must see for me. And why is EC laughing over there?
Because Ron heard what I heard. Somebody's plane is taking off. And I was just
he laughed.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. I feel like Adam Copeland is falling flat right now, and I'm waiting to see more Adam Copeland, and not the same old that we're getting here.
He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and that's getting a crowd reaction. That's his first part with Tony Schiavone. He's doing that's what he's supposed to be doing, and putting people over. But he's not there for that.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't
feel special. It don't feel special to you.
It doesn't feel special.
You know why it doesn't feel special? It's because he's on every week instead of every couple of weeks like he was.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's why they put him on there. They say you need to be a special attraction. You want to be a special attraction. That's what people who don't want to be a special attraction in WWE anymore go to AEW because they feel like they're after a certain time. WWE says, "Hey, you don't have it on a weekly basis anymore. You're super popular, it's super over, but we need to have you on limited so we can make you feel special." And that's what WWE did very well with Edge this whole time. They were protecting Daniel Bryan and his wrestling style. That's what they were trying to do somewhat with Jeff Hardy on his way out. And look at Jeff Hardy now, right? He's over there having dance contests with Daniel Garcia.
I miss when stars like showed up and were special, like simultaneously.
Right.
Well, all right.
Those are people who are super over, but they're still in their 20s and 30s.
Their prime.
Edge just turned 50 years old. Billy Gunn today was in the main event. He's 60 years old. Just turned 60 years old.
Well, let's wait for the main event when we get to the main event.
Yeah. Okay. But Sting was.
But now
Sting 60. There was no Ric Flair. Surprise.
We had something really big come up next. The major Tony Khan announcement. I'm getting so tired of these. I don't even want to talk about this. It's a complete joke. All of these announcements, this big announcement. It's not a big announcement. It's only a big announcement for those in Europe. No one cares. Okay? No one cares. And I don't want to sound all insensitive, whatever. His last big announcement was donating toys for tots. That's not a big announcement. That's something you put on social media and you don't ask for the attention. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't get why he feels he needs to be on television so much. He has Nigel McGuinness over there. That's your token British man, and you're announcing All In What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you want your tickets? Get on your tickets. We're announcing it for August of next year. Get your tickets. Bro.
I also feel like, wasn't this already announced?
No,
This has been announced.
Was it already announced?
It was announced.
Like, I knew
but
that.
he announced the tickets.
Oh, the date for the sale. You know, I was going to say, when he said big announcement, I was like, I know it's not going to be big, but in the spirit of manifesting, do you guys remember when Raw ratings were trash because the show was trash? So Vince was paying people to watch the show with his big giveaways.
When
I was
wasn't
like,
the show trash? When did it stop being trash?
You've made a valid point. I have no
Wow.
rebuttal. You've made a valid point. But they were like extra trash, like
Monday's
not just
Night
the
Raw
smelly.
was really good this week. I don't want to hear that. It was very good this week.
Like it was smelling like it needs to go out kind of trash. And so he was paying people to.
Whoa, hold on, wait, time out. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take the floor. You're talking about trash, but this whole announcement was trash, and you guys, you're the AEW faithful, and I respect that. Salute to you guys. But this was. I don't even want to say dog shit because that's disrespectful for the dogs. This was like camel shit, and the flies were like, no. They said we have standards.
No, I agree.
This was a waste of my time. I was watching this on TV. I said, boom, I'm going to be on the AEW Review Show and on Popular Review. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on time. And then Tony Khan comes up there, and no disrespect to Nigel. I think Nigel is a great dude, right? But he's sitting here hammering it up with this guy, laughing at Tony Khan's joke. Like Tony Khan said, he didn't even say a dad joke. He said a rug joke or some shit. And then you have it into I can't even say this guy's name. What's his name? The guy who's with him. Thank you. I'm so frustrated. I can't even say the man's name. This was a waste of my time. This was a waste of Dan's time. It was a waste of Sheriff's time. It was a waste of executive consultant's time. And whoever, we only have one person in the chat. It's a waste of that one person in the chat. This is a waste of all our goddamn time. I'm going to have to take another shower because I'm so fucking mad from this. Because I'm sweating of anger. I'm pissed. And Tony Khan, he always does this thing when he has to say, I got to have a big announcement. I just feel like, you know, I wish, you know what I wish the big announcement was today? I wish that he would have said, it's the holiday season, because you know what that means. And then Mariah Carey just comes melting out of some fucking eyes. That would have been way more entertaining than what the shit that he said there. This was dog shit.
All I'm saying is I was hoping for a money giveaway. Holiday
Anyways.
season.
I'm sorry, this was bad.
I think we all agree that this was a very, very bad, very, very bad segment. I shout out to Dan the Man who for calling it like it is with Nigel McGuinness. That's all I was thinking because when I saw the backstage there, I was like, why is Nigel there? Okay, and Nigel tried to act like he didn't know what was going on. He knew what was going on because they already had his speech ready for him queued up, and I was like, why are you there? Oh, because you're the only active British person they have at the time, so this is why you're there. WWE does it too. I mean, they'll put Jinder Mahal when it's India. So I can't really disagree with it, but it was really a waste. Like Tony needs to stop it. And there's certain things they listen all the time on the internet and they do and they correct, and there's certain things they don't. Tony needs to realize that he needs to realize he needs to stop being on so much.
He does.
First of all, it's awkward. Oh, some people it's Christmas time and my Christmas tree's been up since June. Like, bro, bro, what is going on?
And that's when the whatever the guy's name, I'm sorry, he laughed at that and I said, that's not funny. That's not funny. You already got the job.
You're paying my checks.
But I mean, I think one of the biggest knocks I want to give AEW right now is
that's fair.
They literally just pandered. They just pandered by having Nigel out there, and they tend to pander a lot. And I don't like pandering. I think it's stupid. I think it's pointless. Put on a good product. We don't need to see all the fluff and the BS and like it's just pointless. It's stupid. It's just stupid, and I don't think we need to do that.
I like a good pander sometimes. I definitely rooted for JTG when he would come out in Brooklyn after being nowhere near any kind of TV or match ever for 10 years that he was signed, but it is what
JTG,
it is.
The God, doing a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, stay with us. You're watching About Review. More AEW Dynamite coming up. But I tell you what. The person who I think is doing very well, even though he lost the championship, is actually one Austin Theory. I think Austin Theory has definitely stepped up his game. I think he actually is the reason why they got 153 million views and not The Rock.
No. What? How much coke have you been doing? What?
I don't drink.
What?
No.
I don't drink soda. So here's the
No,
thing.
he's still drunk from last night because
Not at all. I didn't even drink last night.
That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. Yeah, all right.
Playing the part of Dice. Playing the part of Dice. Look, Austin Theory is that man. You put The Rock in Stone Cold with that guy. Come on, they know there's something special in him. And you put The Rock in there with any other person in WWE today, it would not have created the magic that it did with Austin Theory, because Austin Theory knows how to put The Rock over, and that's what he did last.
You're gonna say that about Grayson Waller too, right?
Grayson Waller is the future. Grayson Waller.
Jack, you all right? You dead? Jack just broke his neck.
Where's Jack at? Where's Jack at? Where's Jack at?
He's on the floor.
Is he about to get people's elbows? Is that what happened? He's about to get people's elbow.
Oh my God, guys! You're watching a popular review.
You know what?
You good?
Well then,
he got a concussion. You don't remember anything about that. But every single Saturday, myself as well as the great Grand Slam Pooba and a special guest will be with us to talk about the week of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. So go ahead and join us for that. But we're talking about some AEW Dynamite. Danny, man, we're swinging it back over to you.
All right.
What's going on?
So our next bout of the night, we had a tag team bout. We had Angelo Parker and Daddy Magic against Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. Now they're really pushing this whole Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega thing, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued because they have, obviously, the thing that unites them is their disdain for Don Callis. And now Don Callis, I could argue right now that he probably is the biggest heel in wrestling right now. I could argue that. I do think there is another individual on another promotion that is getting the most heat right now. I'm falling flat on Don Callis at this point. I think he did have his moment. His moment seems to have gone. This seems to be a storyline that is just sputtering on fumes at this point. I don't know where you go with Don Callis, but I don't even see the point. I don't know what they're doing, but I am feeling the Omega and Jericho combination right now. Sheriff, what you got?
Thank you for unmuting me after muting me.
I'm trying to figure out what that.
Oh, is it me? I'm sorry.
No, it's not you. I think it's Dan. Go ahead.
So about this. So I do like the pairing of Omega and Jericho, because although it might not feel like it, they are kind of in similar spots in their careers, because Omega's getting up there. We saw him pass the torch to MJF at Collision and pretty much be like, yeah, I'm old, so I need someone to take my place, and he feels like MJF is going to take his place. I don't exactly know, like you said, this feud is a little bit aimless. I would like to see them work together to put over some people. Jericho is in his era where he likes to collaborate with a lot of people. He likes to be in factions and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what this kind of, I guess, tag team pairing, what they kind of make it out to be. I'm sure they'll make it entertaining. I think that they're probably going to win this feud, and then they'll, I guess, go forward in whatever kind of dynamic that they're going to have. This is probably just a buffer. Don Callis is a great manager. He knows how to get heat. He's very good. He did have his moment. I experienced it live. They booed that man out of the building, like, Jesus Christ. But the people that he's with right now, I mean, Matt Menard, I don't really know. Get him with some people that could really, really use a manager like him, and I think he still has steam left in his gimmick. What say you, Pooba? You're muted.
EC, come on, bro.
All right, now I just wanted to be sure about this. I just want to say in the chat, because we got Good Chris in the chat. I call him Good Chris. He's usually with me on Tuesdays. He said the Sky Blue and Julia Hart storyline is getting interesting. We're going to talk about that a little later. Thoughts about this match? I mean, it was there. You give Jericho and Kenny a win. They beat what they call 2.0. This match didn't really. It was slow for me. I mean, slow meaning like, right, this was just to progress the storyline. I want to move a little bit forward from the match. You guys were talking about Don Callis. I like Don Callis. There was a show sometime back where he couldn't even talk, and he said, "What am I supposed to do?" So I agree that Don Callis gets some really, really good heat, and I love his music because it's just humming. I don't know what that's about, but it's just humming. The surprise at the end of it being Paul White, which a lot of people were already calling it, saying Paul White was going to be teaming up with Jericho. So we got a Jericho reunion. I mean, some people are going to enjoy it, and that's fine. I mean, I'm just not invested in this. Was it Paul, Jericho, Kenny, and Kota Ibushi against the Don Callis family? I just go like, yeah. And then the Young Bucks are just mad at everybody now. Like, I was trying to figure out. I'm sorry. Yep.
No, you need at this point to put eyes on the product and asses in the seats, and apparently bringing in old Paul White is going to do that.
There's some people who's really going to eat that up. I'm sorry, Sheriff.
I was like, okay. Even though I knew it was probably going to be him, I'm interested to see like him back in the ring, see what's going to happen with that. Is it going to put asses in seats? I don't know about that, but.
Well, they got to do something. They got to do something right now, and they seem to be bringing back a lot of.
Oh, you were serious? I thought you were joking.
Who?
Dan the Man. I thought you were joking.
About what?
Why they brought Paul White in?
I don't see the reason to bring him in.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because let me tell you something. This was the low point. I was waiting for this, right? Because you want to talk about rant. Rant's about to get activated because I don't understand what's going on here. First of all, you sit here, Dan the Man, and you say that Don Callis is arguably the best heel in wrestling. I completely disagree, but I can make an argument of why he's up there. Not the number one, but he's up there. However, his feud right now he has with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, which put them together, great, fantastic. Why are they feuding? I'm lost.
There's no reason.
He's beaten Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho multiple times now. Why am I still feuding with you all? Why don't I go after one of the 29 other championships or 29 championships AEW has? I don't understand.
34,
makes no sense. They not only did they beat Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, they embarrassed him so many times. So they said, okay, well, we need to make Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega seem relevant, right? Okay, let's put him up against Chris Jericho's old band that backstage he's trying to put over, right? Completely embarrassed them. I mean, 2.0 is done, right? Jack Swagger completely done. Yep. I knew it was going to be Big Show. I knew.
Yeah, we all did. We all did. It was expected. Didn't Jericho just file for a trademark of Jericho?
I heard about that. I heard about that, but I'm not sure about it. But I heard about it.
Possibly, but I can't stand that. You bring out the Big Show, and yes, he's looking pretty good in the face, but he's no longer a giant with a six-pack like he was 10 years ago. He definitely looks like
he was not a giant with a six-pack 10 years ago.
He lost.
I don't think it was 10 yet, but he was cut at one point. He was cut.
At one point, yeah.
Well, let me tell you, right now he's not cut anymore. No. It looks like he was enjoying retirement, and he came out looking like an old man. Like, why did you take me out of retirement? He couldn't even walk down the ramp. He could only stand at the ramp. He could not move at all. When he was attacked by Kyle Fletcher, he just literally twisted his body this way and hit him. Then he looked back and he pointed at Chris Jericho like, motherfucker. I was enjoying retirement. Why'd you get him? And Chris Jericho looked back at him and said, "I'll buy you a burger later. Shut up." It was really, really.
There we go.
I can't see. Here we go. What?
Somebody had a few ho-hos and ding-dongs.
I can't see Big Show actually putting on a match. Now, even when he was in the tail end of his career in WWE, you could tell his knees are shot. They're shot.
I've sat through enough Great Khali matches to give him the benefit.
Big Show was in the worst. Big Show's knees look worse than Great Khali's.
You drags. No. I'm not going with that.
Today I saw it. His knees look worse than the Great Khali's.
He took 3 steps. You saw it today.
He barely took them 3 steps. He barely could move. He walked down.
Khali doesn't bend his knees.
But you know what was really interesting about all this was the fact that Matt Jackson stated Jericho will screw over Kenny
Omega, yeah.
And I like the multiple layers of storylines they're doing right now. I've always enjoyed when it's not so one-on-one and when you also have other people to think and worry about too.
Right.
Correct. They're
And
doing a great job like that with MJF right now.
Absolutely.
Great
I
job.
agree to that. I missed Collision, but when they were playing the replay, and I saw one TV, you had Wardlow watching, you had Samoa Joe, and there was probably like 2 other people. I just don't remember on top of my head. But I thought that was really, cool that there was all these different lines of stories going on, because you got a main storyline, a sub storyline. So that's really cool.
And it helps to build later on in the future. I mean, and with
Sure.
MJF, he screwed over so much talent, so many wrestlers, that he doesn't have any friends. And he's asking for help from all these people, and he's not getting the help. And I think that just
really
adds
liked the
another
thing
layer.
he did with Darby Allin.
I was going to mention.
Yeah, where he scratched the name off and called him emo bitch, showing that, hey, he is still that villain that he needs to be with that hero flair. So I did like that. I liked his interaction with Wardlow. Wardlow was very quick and to the point. And I like quick and to the point where you can't drag along if you're not that good on the mic.
Wardlow
I'm still coming for that championship. You ruined my life.
Yeah.
I believe Wardlow will be the one to dethrone MJF.
I disagree with that.
I was gonna say, because he has no momentum for him to be the guy.
He can get it back.
They had a chance. They had a
it's
chance to
smart
pull the
do that.
trigger. They had a chance to pull the trigger when
They did.
Punk
What was that, like a
got
year ago, right?
suspended. Yeah, Punk was suspended, or he got
MJF
hurt.
is not dropping
And
that
Wardlow
belt.
had just beat MJF, and they could have gave him the title.
I think he was injured. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that time where he's like, I won this title, or I could go for the title, but he's not.
But I want to take the TNT championship.
Yeah.
That's fair, because that
Oh,
was
my
really
Lord.
wonky booking decision from Tony. I'm like, come on,
oh,
you could
oh,
give it to Wardlow.
no.
He had
That's
all the
compliments
momentum
of one Big Daddy Cool. He wanted that to be seen.
We shall
So,
see.
there
We
you
shall
go.
see. But yeah, no, I do
No, he
believe
doesn't.
we could be seeing an MJF
That's New Age, man.
title change at World's End, because they have to start playing into this MJF contract situation. So we could see this then. If we don't see it at World's End, he's going to have that belt for a very long time.
What's the next thing we got going on, Dynamite?
So we have Hikaru Shida against Willow Nightgale for the AEW Women's Championship. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of, the match was decent.
Right.
Don't really care for either talent. Don't see the Willow Nightingale. Hikaru Shida, she's a good talent.
Hikaru.
Can't get into it.
Hikaru Shida.
Whatever. Can't get into it.
Hikaru, sorry.
No.
I like.
No one cares about Santana Ortiz. I saw you mention them earlier. Nobody.
That's
cares.
not true.
Nobody cares.
I care about.
Nobody cares.
Well,
Nobody cares.
That's fair.
No one cares. No one cares.
People pretend to care. But
Okay,
yeah.
let's pretend people care now. I'm going to click this comment off.
But
What were you
I
saying?
like Santana Ortiz.
No,
but anyways,
The best part of the segment was Timeless Tony Storm.
Exactly. Otherwise, this would be a low point. Besides Big Show coming out with his knees. Timeless Tony Storms kills it. I did like Sheeta hitting that shiny wizard as she walked out on Tony Storm. I thought that was very, very well done. Timeless Tony Storm is obviously the best thing in AEW as far as women right now.
Yep.
Julia Hart coming in and having that little switcheroo with Sky Blue, because I thought Sky Blue was going to join, but it makes more sense for her not to. I thought that was very well done too. So I mean, this segment was not the best segment, but I think, and I'll say my old phrase, it did what it had to do.
multi-layered storytelling, which they've done a lot on this show. They've been doing that a lot recently, but especially on this episode, which we keep saying it. You had the story between
Willow.
Willow should get a title. I like Willow. I don't think she's ready for the title yet.
Willow.
But I did like the match. I pretty much agree with what you guys said. Yeah, I see
potential AEW's women's division. I still think they need that big name to put them over, which I still think should be Sasha Banks.
Mercedes. Don't say that. Mercedes Vernado.
Yeah, Sasha Banks. I think she could be that woman, but I do see some upscale and upswing in their women's division.
You don't think Paige is up there?
Paige, I still feel like she's fragile. I still don't think she can carry that weight.
She can't do as much.
Right.
Right.
And I can tell they still protect her a lot in the ring, and I'm happy that she's able to do what she likes to do. But at the same time, I understand why WWE made that decision. If you have to go out there and be protected that much at all times, you really should not be wrestling. And for her just to get the title just because she was like, honestly, you could tell she wasn't there because she would have been there in Nigel McGuinness's place.
Right.
Ah,
So I think none of
forgot
us
she's from
really
there
enjoyed
too.
this.
Before we talk about the main event,
That's okay.
we'll take our last commercial break. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, watching the Popular Review.
Rip. We're in trouble, Gary. This is highly illegal.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Weird Science movie review. It will be tomorrow at 9:00. What, Sheriff? What's so funny?
Great movie.
What was that?
You never heard the movie Weird Science? I know you're a big
No.
young. Okay, well, it was a movie that came out in the year 1985. And our theme,
I wasn't born.
our theme this week of UPRE is, this month of UPRE is I Love 80s Movies, and this was picked by James. Weird Science, looking forward to that one. I saw
I know the actress. I remember she was in Celebrity Fit Club.
She's still in a few movies, and
I was
apparently
gonna say, put Charmaine's comment up there.
what the
Oh, boy.
WTF? Be Culture. The movie was pretty good. So, and they made it was so good. It was so popular they actually made a TV series. And if you grew up in the 90s watching Raw, you'll see that it was on the USA Network for 5 seasons. Weird Science. It was a really good show. Let's talk about this main event, Dan.
All right, so we had a 8-man tag team match main event with the Bullet Club Gold, and we had the mystery tag team, which was the Acclaimed joining MJF. So I think they could have went multiple directions with this. They ultimately decided, where they could have went was the Kingdom could have joined, which I think there's a lot of alluding that was going to eventually happen. But, the constant all night of Max Caster, please, please, please take us, pick us, finally caught up, put on the Acclaimed gear, and he joined the Acclaim for a night. And I thought it was really cool to kind of touch on, hey, I am a babyface now. You really kind of progressed that. It ended with the scissor, which, you send the crowd home happy. Everybody wanted to see it. And he was concerned about Max Caster when Caster took the bullet for him. This adds another layer, as another group that's going to have MJF's back when ultimately the Kingdom will turn, including Adam Cole, on MJF. So I would anticipate we're going to see it Blood and Guts, the Acclaimed and MJF against the Kingdom. What say you guys?
Yeah, I'll go. I like the fact that Bullet Club Gold. I like the fact that they won because, as Dan the Man pointed out, this is kind of the epitome of babyface MJF. He gave into the super bubblegum babyface team that does the silly stuff. He's like, you know what? Be my partner. I'll even play into it. Because he's been really leaning into the babyface stuff, and like, I'm the good guy now, even though I'm still, salt of the earth and stuff like that. And right when he decides to give in and I guess go against his true nature in a way, you see a chink in the armor. He loses. He doesn't win. I think that says a lot about how they're going to progress this story, especially when he does get turned on, which I do think is going to happen. It'll be because he strayed from what made him great, which is being ruthless, being the bad guy, being the salt of the earth. The minute you try to, I guess, come out of that, chink in the armor, your friends turned on you, you're going to lose your title. Like Wardlow said, when I least expect it, you have old demons that you thought you left in your past. They're going to come back to haunt you because you didn't really handle that business the way that you were supposed to. I think that this is actually really, really, really genius. So I like it. I know you don't typically like to see the champion losing matches on TV, but it is a tag match and stuff like that. And it wasn't necessarily a clean win, so it is what it is. Like I said a while ago, MJF is probably the most talented person in the business that's super active. He can be a babyface and he can be a heel, and I think he's proven that. Now it's time to go back to being a heel. We'll see. What say you, Booba?
Before this match started, right? You guys was mentioning how MJF, he has no friends. He's trying to get some partners. You had the Kingdom. He turned them down. He didn't want to have Samoa Joe. He didn't want to ask Darby Allin. The Acclaim for the whole night been just trying to win him over. But I loved just before the main event, he said, I have one more team. And it was Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt. I forget who the other I'm sorry, I feel like I'm missing a name. And it was just hilarious because you see Jeff Jarrett. Who was it?
Jay Lethal.
Oh, and Jay Lethal. And Jeff Jarrett. I'm not even like a big Jeff Jarrett fan, but seeing Jeff Jarrett go like just a villain. I said, pick these guys, but he didn't go that route. Whatever. In an alternate universe, he did pick them. Yeah, I mean the match, it was fine. You're telling this story. I'm trying to figure out where they're going with the claim. Like what is this thing going on with him and MJF? Why is Max so infatuated with Max? Is it because he's Max? I don't know. It's a weird thing. So I mean, it did what it had to do. Champion being pinned. You was pointing that out, Sheriff. MJF is usually really protected. I mean, I don't know how many times he's ever been pinned, but it's not often. So I don't think it does anything where people are going to go, oh, I mean, the wrestling community, someone is going to sit in and say, oh my God, they buried MJF. Somebody's saying that in the wrestling community because that's one of the words they learned and they just sit here and they abuse that word. They just sit there and, oh, he got buried. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And they did the thing. They did this thing. I'm not going to do it, but they did this thing at the end. So yeah, there we go. That is what Trevor's doing right there. That they did that.
What say you, exec?
I thought it was very good. I thought it was very well done. The fact that, I mean, I'm glad Ron mentioned it at the beginning that the Jeff Jarrett angle with Jay Lethal and all them, and you were like, oh, they're probably going to pick them because he didn't want to wear that ridiculous outfit. And the Acclaim was trying to, well, really Max was trying to get him with the whole time. Now you knew ultimately he was probably going to pick the Acclaim. I was surprised that they did it the way they did, but it was very well done. And I actually like the fact that MJF took that loss because it was for the actual belt, right? He was going to get the belt back if he won. And the storyline leading up into the match, the selling point needs to be over the belt, right? So he should not get it back beforehand. So the fact that he lost cleanly, because it was really cleanly. I know some shenanigans going around, but it was really cleanly, makes it look like, oh, shit, there might be a chance that MJF will lose. Now, we all know he probably is not, but it's a big chance that he's probably going to lose. It sells the story going into the pay-per-view. I think he did a very good job doing that. I was very happy with that decision. It just also makes the Acclaim look a little bit weak. It's hard to help that. It's like, yeah, you lobbied the whole time and you still had me lose. How can we stop that? Add the caveat that he's about to get attacked at the end. Max comes in, takes the bullet for him, right? Which we've seen him already have people pay the bullet for. Adam Cole is like, oh, why all of a sudden these people so happy with Maxwell, Jacob Friedman? I don't know. But he took the bullet for him, so to speak. And I thought that was very good. I thought the dynamic, the Billy Gunn being in the ring, even though he's 6 years old, but being in the ring was very good with his children. I thought they did a good job. Now he did a little weird and a little suck it to him a few times. I was like, yeah, you're going too far, I think, but whatever. It was very, very entertaining to me at all at the same time. And even though I'm not a fan of the scissor thing at all, and I love the Acclaim, I love the Acclaim before everybody else did.
This is true.
I thought it was very entertaining that Max was on his back and he went up and did like this to try to get it. Max still said no, got berated by Billy Gunn, and they all ended up just going ahead and doing it. I was very, very happy and entertained. I thought it was very well done. I agree with the two of you. I definitely think that the person in the Devil's Mask is Adam Cole. I think it was a way to, one, make it look like he doesn't have an injury, but he does. But it's a way to keep him relevant still while he rehabs from the injury, becomes back, fully joins the Kingdom. That's why he's always so cold to
Roddy.
Strong. The way he is to throw you off when they joined up together. And that's why they had to add the Acclaim in there, because MJF is going to need backup in some form, and they're going to be the Acclaim. Very well done. Love every moment. I said it earlier this episode. I'll say it again. In my opinion, this is the best storyline I've ever seen AEW do, and I say that because it's the most entertaining I've been with the AEW storyline ever. And I'm not saying I've never seen a good storyline. I have, but this was the most entertaining storyline I've ever seen AEW do. I'm actually glued to my seat, and I can't wait till Wednesday. I would say Saturday, but sometimes the storyline doesn't progress on Saturday, and I forget it's on.
All right, guys. So, we have any final thoughts from this AEW episode?
I'm gonna give it a rating. I'm gonna say A. Best storyline. I still think the Omega Hangman storyline, especially leading up to Hangman becoming the world champion. I still think that one's up there, but I think there's a case to be made. This MJF one is better. But A for the show from me.
Okay, Booba, what do we
I
got?
don't have a rating. I have an announcement. Stop making announcements. That's the best I got.
I agree.
Wait, see, the tickets aren't on sale yet for your Wembley show?
I don't know. I don't know. I muted the TV, so I wouldn't know.
Didn't they say December 1st or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, no, I was making a joke.
Yeah. EC, do we got any comments here? And
Yeah. I think the show was very good. I mean, I actually will give it an A-. The only reason I give it an A- is because I think it needed the show was perfect minus Big Show coming out with his knees. So I mean, great episode of Dynamite. Like I said, I'm looking forward to next Wednesday. That's not something I say, and I'm looking forward in 2 weeks with in Ontario, Canada, not Canada, California, because I'm a big Kota Ibushi fan. So I got nothing. Orange Cassidy.
Yep. I'm looking forward to see how this Full Gear card shapes up. I'm liking the directions right now. I'm liking the storylines. I'm liking the long-term storylines and the layers and the multiple. It's like an onion. You keep peeling them back, and you have something else. You have something new that's constantly happening. They're doing a really great job finally with this. I think they had a weird period there for a couple months, especially with CM Punk, where it felt very lost. I think they found some good footing right now. I think they're on a very good path.
The real world champion.
Stupid. And I think they're rebounding rather nicely at the moment. And I'm excited to see any sort of possible new additions they're going to make from some of these cuts that were made by WWE. And
Dolph Ziggler definitely is going.
Drew McIntyre.
I'm sorry, what?
In 5 months, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre is not going to AEW.
I said what I
said. I'd like to see a Matt Riddle. I'd like to see a Dolph Ziggler.
You're probably going to see Matt. You're probably going to see
You
Matt.
could keep Matt.
You're probably going to see Matt, and you're going to see Dolph Ziggler, guaranteed. Those two are definitely going to AEW. I guarantee you. Drew McIntyre is not going to AEW.
We will see. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. But this is going to conclude our show. It was a pleasure, ladies and gents. We will be back next Wednesday night, same time, right after AEW Dynamite. This was Unpopular Review. Thank you, and have a good